First introduced in 1984 as the W10 generation, the MR2 was Japan's first rear mid-engine two-seat sports car. Conceived as a small, economical, and sporty car, the MR2, or Midship Runabout two-seater, employed straightforward design elements, including fully independent MacPherson strut front and rear suspensions, four-wheel disc brakes, and a transverse-mounted inline four-cylinder engine. The car ran for 3 generations, ultimately ending production in 2007. Today, we are taking a look at a gorgeous example of a 2001 W30 MR2 Spyder. The newest MR2 took a different approach than its predecessor, most obviously becoming a convertible and receiving the Spyder marketing nomenclature. With a total of 27,941 units sold in North America from 2000 to 2005, only 6,750 were sold in 2001. Hey everyone, today in our in-depth review we are taking a look at this very nice, very well equipped and very well preserved 2001 Toyota MR2 Spyder. And this MR2 Spyder is painted in black clear coat and does feature the Chateau leather interior, and with that leather interior group you also get the matching tan top. And this will be a full in-depth review. We're going to go over all the features inside and out, mechanical, performance, and everything in between. Full pricing is shown on screen, and a full options list is in the description box below. Been wanting to do one of these MR2 Spyders for a long time, and I guess the best one to do is this one. It's the most well equipped I've seen yet. Alrighty, so the MR2 Spyder is actually mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. Its power comes from this 1.8-liter dual overhead cam, 16-valve, inline four-cylinder engine. Of course, it does have Toyota's variable valve timing with intelligence. It is of aluminum block and head construction, has port fuel injection, and a 10-to-1 compression ratio. It is a naturally aspirated engine that creates 138 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 125 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. Car and driver road tested theirs from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.2 seconds. 0 to 100 miles per hour came in 23 seconds, with a quarter mile elapsed in 16.2 seconds at 86 miles per hour. The top speed on this car is drag limited to 123 miles per hour. And the car features a 12.7 US gallon fuel capacity, and it consumes 4.2 gallons per 100 miles driven, with an estimated total driving range of 304 miles. EPA fuel economy figures are 22 miles per gallon in the city, 27 miles per gallon on the highway, and 24 miles per gallon combined. And while some of the MR2 Spyders actually had the 5-speed sequential manual transmission, ours actually has a standard clutch actuated 5-speed manual. It is a leather wrap shift knob with a leather wrap boot. Nice short throws, good ratios it seems. Very smooth shifting 5-speed. Alright, taking a look at the rear of the MR2 Spyder. Kind of similar to the front end styling, as you'll see in a moment. The tail lamps kind of feature that same shape and style. But real quick, we do have side cooling vents on both sides. Here's how the top looks in its folded position. You do have a small little glass wind deflector here. It can be lowered. And then coming down here, we have our cooling strakes, third brake light. Tail lamps here are all incandescent. Red brake and tail lights, of course. Turn indicators and reverse lamps. Down below, we just have a single chrome tip exhaust. Of course, we also have our MR2 Spyder badging there. Alright, let's go ahead and throw the top up, and we're going to take a look at the car with the top up now. Alright, and as we approach or walk along the profile of the vehicle, as you can see, a very, very short vehicle, as shown by the dimensions below. And the car, even in the black paint, looks really good with that tan top. Take a real close look at it. As you saw, it's a manually folding vinyl top. Very easy to lower. Of course, you do have a solid glass and heated rear window. And inside, there is no headlining or anything like that. But it does seal pretty tightly. Steering is electro-hydraulically assisted rack and pinion with 2.7 turns lock to lock and a 34.1 foot turning radius. Wheels are staggered size 15-inch aluminum alloy shod on Primewell Valera Sport all-season tires, with fronts measuring 185/55 R15 and the rear's 205/50 R15. Brakes are power-assisted four-wheel ventilated disc brakes with anti-lock brake system, and front rotors are ventilated 10 inches and rears are ventilated 10.9 inches and can halt the MR2 from 70 miles per hour to 0 in around 160 feet. Alright, as we walk along the front of the MR2 Spyder, very short front end. I do like the post-mounted mirror or door-mounted post mirrors. Nice little wide fender flares here. Coming down to these halogen headlamps, complex reflector style with black bezels and clear lenses. Of course, you have your turn indicators here and your marker lights down below. Large front opening feeds the radiator, which feeds the coolant directly to the rear of the engine. Alright, before we get inside, notice that the top is back down again. Preferring to do the top at the down position because even though it's 11 o'clock in the morning, it is already almost 100 degrees outside and 100% humidity. But anyway, so we do not have smart key access, but we do have Toyota's keyless remote entry. On the back of the key fob, we have the hold for panic. And up front, we just have our lock and unlock buttons. And of course, just a standard Toyota key. Of course, the car is already unlocked. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. First thing I noticed was a very nicely crafted interior. Very lightweight doors as well. Alrighty, so with the leather interior group, we also get this matching Chateau perforated leather on the doors. Most of this is hard plastic, but this is a nice soft padded leather. Going into these chrome door pulls, you have these door-mounted tweeter speakers, and of course our standard speakers, mat pockets, satin aluminum silver painted plastic with this rubberized grip here. And your armrest, it's a different material altogether. It is also hard plastic. Alright, we've got various controls on our driver's side instrument panel. We have our door locks, our window lockout, instrument panel brightness and dim, a coin holder, power mirror controls. Down below, 3 rubber studded aluminum aluminum pedals, and the same for the dead pedal. And in the floor, We have our engine compartment release here and our fuel door release, and of course they can be locked. It is a leather wrapped tilt steering wheel. And taking a look at the seats. The seats look really good in this chateau leather. It is perforated on the inside. They are very comfortable and they are very supportive. Alrighty, panning through the interior, we're going to show more details. Nice fluidic electro-hydraulically assisted power steering. It's a 3-spoke steering wheel. No controls on it at all, which is good. Perforated leather on the sides and just a smooth leather on the top and bottom. And of course we have multifunction controls over here. These are our turn signals, flash to pass, and our headlamp controls here. And of course on the right we have our wiper washer system. And the interior is actually adorned with this carbon fiber applique. It is actually a factory option. It's called the AccuLaser Dash Carbon Fiber Applique, and it does show up on the window sticker as a factory option, as you'll see in the description box. And over here to the far left we have a 150 mile per hour speedometer, and we have an LCD odometer down here, just a simple trip A, trip B, and odometer. Currently at this time of recording we have 47,221 miles on this vehicle. Front and center of the driver is an 8,000 RPM tack. And over on the left, or right, I'm sorry, we have our fuel gauge, coolant temperature. We've also got assorted warning lights. Moving over to the top of the dash, we have this textured plastic here that shows up on the door armrest. The entire dash is actually plastic. I assume it just helps keep costs down. And that textured finish goes across the front fascias. Here in the center, we actually have this really nice deep storage bin here. Moving down, 2 air vents, as well as our hazard flashers. And down in the center we have our clock, passenger airbag indicator, and you can do recirculate or fresh air blend. Simple climate controls here, temperature control, fan speed control, panel distribution, rear defroster, and AC controls. And down here we have our AM, FM, CD, and tape player. Here we have a fold-out cup holder and an ashtray. And moving across the center console, our 5-speed transmission shift lever here, power window controls here on either side of the handbrake. We do have an additional cup holder and a small storage bin. And in a few moments we're going to get to the storage bins behind the seats. Overall, I'm actually impressed with the interior of the MR2. It's actually a very comfortable little car, very sporty. Very much reminds me of like the Miata. Alright, overhead we have a manually dimming mirror, and we have just a simple map light, nothing special. Turn it completely off, open, turn on with the doors, or turn on. Sun visors are very basic. They do not have vanity mirrors. They do not swing out or anything like that. They're just a vinyl covered sun visor. Alright, so behind the seats we do have some storage. These are lockable storage bins. They do open up. As you can see, not a whole lot of storage. And on behind the passenger seat is the jack and tools. Alright, and a quick look behind the passenger seat. Of course, it is lockable as well. You do still have some storage because the jack and tools do fold kind of flat, and they're held in place with these tethers here. And they're inside their own little bag. But the pass-through, it goes all the way through the other side. Alright, to engage the front compartment, you had to open up the glove box here, and there is what looks like a hood release. Alrighty, and when you do open it up, you'll see it doesn't look like any other front end compartment of any other vehicle. That's because, of course, the engine's in the rear, and this is actually reserved for a lot of mechanicals. So washer fluid, you got your brake fluid, fuses, and of course all of your radiators and stuff like that. But underneath this little panel here that says Midship Runabout, we open that up, you'll see there is a small amount of storage in here, but mostly it's taken up by the spare tire. And as you saw before, the spare, or the jack and tools are behind the passenger seat. And these just clip back into place. Alrighty, and that does conclude our in-depth walk-around look at the 2001 Toyota MR2 Spyder. We hope you found the review informative, and if you did, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews and our Instagram channel at BrensoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.